How's it going, Rogues Gallery, and welcome to another Flesh and Blood video here on Red Zone Rogue. Today, we are talking about Iyslander in my favorite Flesh and Blood format, Ultimate Pit Fight. This Iyslander deck is not your average wizard deck. This is what I am calling Fire and Iyslander. And that name may give you a little bit of a hint as to what I'm doing. It's a really fun, kind of like a OTK combo deck, but not really because it's Ultimate Pit Fight. There's a lot of shenanigans going on, and I think it is an absolute blast, a ton of fun. And I can't wait to talk about this deck. But before we do that, a word from today's sponsor. It's me again. I'm sponsoring the video. If you are looking to pick up any excellent playmats and or sleeves, definitely check out my website, redzonerogue.com, for both of those. I actually have like a bundle deal where if you buy sleeves and any playmat on the website, you get $5 off of those sleeves. So yeah, check it out. Link in the description down below. But without further ado, let's start talking about Fire and Iyslander. All right, I am so excited to talk about this deck, and I've matched this lovely deck with my lovely sleeves and a lovely playmat in this kind of like brilliant trifecta. By the way, these sleeves and this playmat available right now on redzonerogue.com. And if you buy them both together, well, if you buy any sleeves and a playmat, you get a little $5 discount. So anyway, let's talk about this Iyslander deck. So this is a deck that I will be piloting in an upcoming gameplay video, and I'm so excited. This deck is so spicy. So we have Iyslander here. And what does Iyslander do? Well, she's an elemental wizard hero. She has essence of ice, which does matter. And it says if it's not your turn, you can play non-attack action cards with blue color strips from your arsenal as though they were instant. Whenever you play an ice card during an opponent's turn, create a frostbite token under their control for intellect and 18 starting life. So yeah, we're going to be playing with blue pitch cards. We're going to be playing cards from arsenal, and we're going to be playing ice cards. But that's not really the core strategy. The core strategy is building up to an explosive, fiery turn. So that's where the Fire and Iyslander comes from. So here we have this Frostbite token. This is pretty relevant. We will be throwing around some Frostbite tokens. Just as cards and activated abilities, you control cost an additional 1, and this is something you give to your opponent at the beginning of your end phase, or when you play or activate an ability, destroy the Frostbite. So it only lasts for a turn. Still quite good though. Next up, we have our standard loadout. And the loadout's really simple. We could include a lot more cards, and we're spoiling a little bit right here. We can include a lot more cards than this, but this is what I run. This is what I'm just running. So we got the Kraken's Aether Vein. I think people are realizing that this is actually like a pretty good card. So it's a once per turn instant for 3 resources, and we have a lot of blues in the deck, so this is really easy to activate. Deal 1 arcane damage to target opposing hero. Draw a card for each arcane damage dealt this way. Now, this is Ultimate Pit Fight. This is a once per turn instant, so you can actually do this on all of your opponent's turns. And if they're not running a lot of Arcane Barrier and they're not willing to actually pay for this, well, you're just going to be pinging everyone for 1 and drawing a lot of cards. So really like the Kraken's Aether Vein. I like it a lot, especially in Ultimate Pit Fight. Next up, we have Arcanite Skullcap. I mean, what needs to be said? It's just a really good defensive piece. I like this over any other piece because we're Ultimate Pit Fight. People might be attacking you left and right. You need to defend yourself. And the Arcane Barrier 3 is actually pretty relevant if you're playing against some other wizards. We're also running Heart of Ice. This is a very nice one. It has Blade Break, blocks for 1, has Arcane Barrier 1, so pretty good defensive piece. And then it also has a once per turn action for a resource. Cards and activated abilities cost all opposing heroes an additional 1 this turn, go again. So this is great on a turn where you really want to pop off and you think your opponent's going to kind of mess with you, either with defense reactions or instants or whatever. Start off with your Heart of Ice and see what happens. Like it a lot. We're also running these Storm Striders. Yes, this is a cold foil Storm Striders, and it says instant destroy the Storm Striders. You may play your next wizard non-attack action card this turn as though it were an instant. Arcane Barrier 2, which is nice. This is just great for dealing damage on our opponent's turns whenever we want. And we do have a lot of arcane damage ways to do that, but that's not the main goal of the deck. But we can still, we can still pop our Storm Striders and deal some damage on our opponent's turn. And then finally, we have the Metacarpus node, somewhat similar to the Storm Striders in that they synergize with the arcane damage. It says whenever you play a card with an effect that deals arcane damage, you can pay 1. If you do, that effect deals that much arcane damage plus 1. At the end of the beginning, at the beginning of the end phase, destroy Metacarpus node. So you can do that for every card that you play in a turn that deals arcane damage. You can stack damage pretty well. Also has Arcane Barrier 1. So we actually have a lot of Arcane Barrier in this deck. We have like a natural 4 between these two, and then a 7 if we include the Arcanite Skullcap. So we got a lot of Arcane Barrier. We're pretty well equipped to fight our opposing wizards should we have the need. And so that's our equipment loadout. That's basically all I run for Iyslander, and I like it. All right, let's get to the main core of the deck. Why is this deck called Fire and Iyslander? It's because we're running Fire Breathing. and I love this. So this is a Fire Breathing, I don't want to call it a combo deck, but this is a Fire Breathing deck where we build up to a massive Fire Breathing. So what is Fire Breathing? It is a 2-cost generic attack action, blocks for 3, which is actually pretty good. Costs 2 to play, attacks for 3. Instant, Fire Breathing gains +1 attack. Activate this only while Fire Breathing is attacking. So the game plan here, we have a ton of blues in the deck. We have a ton of potions in the deck. The game plan is to build up an army of potions and a bunch of blue cost cards, and then play Fire Breathing and make it the absolute biggest, scariest Fire Breathing of all time. This is a Godzilla atomic breath Fire Breathing that we want to do. All the while supplementing that with, your regular arcane damage stuff like Fork Lightning and whatnot. But we have a lot of blue pitch cards. We have a lot of potions and items and all that kind of stuff. So yes, what works equally well as Fire Breathing, maybe even better? Exude Confidence. So we also have Exude Confidence. It costs 0, comes in for 4, so costs less, has a less upfront value and more damage, and it has a better effect because it says while Exude Confidence isn't defended by a card with equal to or greater attack, the defending hero can't play or activate instants or defense reactions this combat chain. So it's a guaranteed way to get a lot of damage through. They can't play instants, they can't play defense reactions, and costs 3 for an instant to give Exude Confidence +2. So it's more resources for less of a bonus, right? So Fire Breathing kind of has a higher top end after a certain point, right? Because it costs 2 to play and only attacks for 3. But after a certain point, you'll start exceeding the Exude Confidence. But at raw value, Exude Confidence is better. But we're running both of these because they are both great for this. This is our end game. Our end game is Exude Confidence and Fire Breathing. All right, so let's talk about some of the other wizardy stuff. We have Fork Lightning. It's just a really good wizard card. Goes well with our equipment, with Metacarpus Node and the Storm Striders. It's a 3-cost and it deals 2 arcane damage to target hero and then 2 arcane damage to target hero. So you can do that to the same hero, or where Ultimate Pit Fight, you can fork it to multiple people, which is great. So any card that pumps this is fantastic. And yeah, I like this in Ultimate Pit Fight because you can kind of politic with it. It's a little bit more versatile than in just regular Flesh and Blood like in Blitz or whatever. Next up we have Emeritus Scolding. This is one of the best damage dealing blue pitch cards, and we really want a lot of blue pitch cards to synergize with Iyslander's ability to play them on our opponent's turn. So it's a 2-cost card, deals 2 arcane damage to a hero, but if it's played on our opponent's turn, it deals 4 arcane damage. So this is basically a 2 for 4 that pitches for blue that we can play as an instant on our opponent's turn with Iyslander. So Windmill Slam, in my opinion, really like this card in the deck. Running Voltic Bolt because it's Voltic Bolt. Once Ice Bolt comes out, yeah, Voltic Bolt, get out of here. We're putting that Ice Bolt in. But until it comes out in Uprising, which is not yet, we're running Voltic Bolt. So 2 for 5, really good. We're also running Blue Voltic Bolt, 2 for 3. Pitches for blue, really good. So yeah, that's what this is. Also, we are playing Ultimate Pit Fight. There are no banned cards in Ultimate Pit Fight, so we are running Snapback, which is great for Iyslander. So it's a 1-cost, deal 3 arcane damage to target hero. If you played another wizard non-attack action card this turn, you can play Snapback as an instant. So you play this Voltic Bolt on our opponent's turn using Iyslander's ability from the arsenal, and then you can just start Snapbacking him, which is great. So we're running 2 reds and also 2 blues. They still deal 1 damage, but still 1 damage is not too bad, and still a blue pitch card that blocks for 3. Running Heart of Fyendal because I put Heart of Fyendal in every single UPF deck. In fact, all 3 of these cards I put in literally every single Ultimate Pit Fight deck that I make because I think they're a lot of fun, right? I love playing with Heart of Fyendal. It's the first Fabled card I ever pulled, and I just love playing with these beautiful cards. So also it's a blue pitch card, right? Can't play it from the arsenal, but it's still really, really good for, you know, Kraken's Aether Vein and all the other stuff. So also, you can sometimes gain the life, right? It says when you pitch Heart of Fyendal, if you have less life than an opposing hero, gain a life. And we're playing multiplayer format, so there's a good chance we might have less life than our opponent. So love the Heart of Fyendal. If I had Ave Ste, I would play that as well, but I don't have one. That's the only card in the entire game that I don't have. We have Gorganian Tome. It's ultimate pit fight. Play with your Gorganian Tomes. Like, if everyone's playing with this card, it's just so much fun. So it's a 0-cost card. You can only have one of them in your deck. Draw X cards, where X is 1 plus the number of Gorganian Tomes in all graveyards. Go again. Am I afraid to play this as the first person playing Gorganian Tome? No, I will always play this. Every single time I have this in my hand, I will play Gorganian Tome. It's such a fun card. Just makes the game fun for everyone. Go Bananas. Obviously, I run Go Bananas in all my decks. I don't think I've ever played a UPF game where I have not played Go Bananas. If I don't play this card, I'm very sad. Even if I lose, which is all the time, if I play Go Bananas, I'm happy. Go Bananas is a 0-cost instant. Pitches for yellow, actually. But who in their right mind would pitch Go Bananas? Are you insane? It says, name an action card. Has to be an action card. Open up and reveal a booster pack of Flesh and Blood and put all cards with the chosen name into your hand. If the booster pack does not contain a card with the chosen name, you can repeat this process. So you just open up booster packs until you hit the card that you named. I love Go Bananas. Love it. Love, 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 love Go Bananas. I wish it was cheaper so more people can have Go Bananas. All right, let's get to our massive chunk of items. Well, actually, let's do the items last. Let's do this stuff first, because I think it's kind of boring. We have Stir the Aether Winds. It's a good wizard card. It's a blue card, so we can play it on our opponent's turn from our arsenal, and that's exactly what we want to do. It says you can play your next wizard non-attack action card this turn as though it were an instant, and then it pumps up the damage by 1. So we play this on our opponent's turn because it's blue pitch from our arsenal with Iyslander, and it pumps up the card that we play. Yep, it's that. It's boring. It's a wizard thing. Yep, you do that. This, however, is a fun wizard thing. Well, not fun for our opponent. So this is a 0-cost card. It's blue, once again, can play it on our opponent's turn at instant. Target hero reveals a card from their hand. If Pry is played during an opponent's turn, instead, they reveal all cards in their hand, which is exactly what's going to happen because we're playing Iyslander and we can play it on our opponent's turn if it's in our arsenal. You may choose a card revealed this way. If you do, that hero puts it on the bottom of their deck and then draws a card. So it's kind of like, they don't really discard a card, but still, you get rid of their best card, and now they have a not as good card. So really solid. And then we have our ice cards, which will definitely change once Uprising comes out, but these are the best ice cards we have to work with because every single one of these is blue. So we can play all of these from our arsenal as an instant on our opponent's turn, and then they will also get a Frostbite token. So keep that in mind. I won't go over that again. Just keep in mind that's what we're doing. We're playing these on our opponent's turn. So Channel Lake Frigid. Obviously, this card is disgusting, especially with Iyslander. So costs 2 to play. It has Go Again. Doesn't matter because we're playing this on our opponent's turn, most likely. Cards and activated abilities cost opposing heroes an additional 1. And then it says, at the beginning of your end phase, put a flow counter on Channel Lake Frigid and then destroy it unless you put an ice card from your pitch zone on the bottom of your deck for each flow counter on it. Well, if we're playing this on our opponent's turn, that basically gives us an extra turn with Channel Lake Frigid because that flow counter doesn't get put on until the end of our turn. So we can play this on our opponent's turn, and then it can do all of the other opponents because we're playing Ultimate Pit Fight, and then it finally comes to us. This card is really good, especially in Ultimate Pit Fight. Next up, we have Winter's Bite. This is like our second copy of Pry, but better, right? So this is 0 cost, once again. Target hero discards a card unless they pay 1. Go again. So yeah, this is brutal. So you play this on your opponent's turn. It's an ice card. They get a Frostbite token, and then they have to discard a card or pay 1. So basically pitch. But you always strip a card from your opponent unless they were already doing some resource stuff. Anyway, fantastic. Next up, we have Polar Blast, which kind of does different things whether we're playing it on our opponent's turn or on our turn. So if we're playing it on our opponent's turn, we can kind of ignore the top part because it gives our next attack dominate, right? And if it's their turn, we're not going to be attacking, but we still get a draw card, right? If we play it from Arsenal, we get a draw card. And if we play from Arsenal on our opponent's turn, they get a Frostbite token and we get a draw card, right? So this is kind of a stalling card. If we play it on our opponent's turn, it replaces itself, we draw the card, and then they get a Frostbite token from Iyslander's effect. If we play it on our turn, we have the chance to give one of our Exude Confidence or Fire Breathing dominate unless they pay 1, which can be really, really good. And then we still get a draw card if it's from the arsenal. So I really like this card. I think it's super versatile in this deck, and it does different things depending on when you play it. Really like that card. And now we have my favorite part of the deck. Look at all these potions. look at all these potions. I love all these potions. All right. So, Potion of Strength, key card, absolute key card in the deck. Blue pitch card, cost 0. Action, destroy Potion of Strength. Your next attack, the strength gains +2. Go again. You want to arsenal this card at the end of your turn. Play it on your opponent's turn as an instant, just to basically get a free potion. We want to do that as much as we can, right? As much as we can, arsenal one of these potions, any one of these blue cards, and then play them on our opponent's turn for free. So do whatever we want. Cast Voltic Bolt or whatever, deal some damage, and then arsenal our potion, and then play it. And we want to stack up a ton of these. And so we want to wait till we have a bunch of these and pop them all in the same turn with Fire Breathing or Exude Confidence. I like Exude Confidence a lot because of its effect here, but to deal a ton of damage. So we have Potion of Strength. We have Crazy Brew, 0 cost. Destroy the Crazy Brew, roll a 6-sided die, 1 to 2, lose 2 life and go again, 3 to 4, gain 2 life and go again. But the spice, 5 to 6, gain 2 resources, 2 action points, and your next attack gains +2. Let's go. That's what we want. That's what we really want. We want that 5 or 6, that +2, the resources, going to town. All right, we have Energy Potion, another key card for this strategy. It is basically a Potion of Strength for fire breathing, right? Because it says instant destroy energy potion, gain 2 resources. Those 2 resources are +2 with fire breathing. So with fire breathing, it's basically another Potion of Strength. With Exude Confidence, it's not quite, but still, the extra resources is great. So we're running 2 of them. We really want to stack up all of these, right? We want all of these potions, as many as we can before we pop off. Next we have Time Snap Potion, 0 cost, action, destroy it, gain 2 action points. So it's just a great way to do 2 things. You know, you can pop off with your fire breathing and then also, I don't know, snap back or something. Just running one for that. We're also running a couple potions of healing. Once again, these are ones that help us, help keep us alive. You know, we can pitch it for blue. Also, we can destroy them to gain 2 life, which is nice, right? Just play it on our opponent's turn, and then we can pop it on our turn and gain some life. I wish this was an instant gain 2 life, but it is what it is. I still really like the healing potion, and also the art is so good, And then we also have a Potion of Luck, instant destroy Potion of Luck. Shuffle your hand and arsenal into your deck, then draw that many cards. So this is pretty good if you have kind of a crap hand, right? And card in arsenal. So you can basically draw 5 cards, right? Get rid of your 4-card hand plus the card in arsenal to get a 5-card hand. So this is a really good way to, possibly pop off, depending on what you got going on. So just have a one Potion of Luck. Sometimes it's good to be lucky. And then we have a Talisman of Balance. I love this card in Ultimate Pit Fight. It costs 0, go again. At the beginning of your end phase, if you have less cards in arsenal than opposing hero, destroy Talisman of Balance and put the top card of your deck into an empty arsenal zone you control. So it's great. So you just play this early, and then you'll eventually get a card in your arsenal later. Could set up for a really big potential turn. So yeah, I love this deck. I love this deck a lot. Just playing out these potions, these are the cards. These are the cards that you want to see here. Like these plus these. And then any number of blues and whatever else you got. This is kind of like the core conceit of this deck. This plus anything that kind of slows our opponent down so they don't kill us. We have your Winter's Bite, your Channel Lake Frigid, Prize, Heart can even gain us a little bit of life, just to slow our opponents down a little bit until we can pop off. And then until then, we can just pretend like we're a normal wizard, doing some Forked Lightnings and Snapbacks and Voltic Bolts, kind of whittling them down until we can absolutely slam dunk on them with our Fire Breathing and Exude Confidences. So let me know what you think of this deck in the comments down below. What do you think of my Fire and Iyslander deck? I love it. I love this deck. And this is the kind of stuff you can do in Ultimate Pit Fight. I think this format is so much fun. So much fun. Definitely try it, especially if you have a group of good people to play with. It's a riot. and some of the most fun I've ever had playing Flesh and Blood. So thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for more Ultimate Pit Fight content, including a gameplay video in the future featuring this deck. I'm excited. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. We'll see you next time.